But what you're going to do is we are going to have a whip shading motion. What is popping, guys? Today we are talking about blending. Now the machine that I'm using is the Dragonhawk Fold Pro. I'm using it on a 2.4 stroke and I'm using an Imala 13 curved mag. Now there's two real ways that you can blend when it comes to black and grey. You can either work from light to dark or you can go from dark to light. In this video, I'm going to show you both those methods. Now let's say that we want to blend off this tone and we want to go into a lighter tone. Now I hope you can see this because I am currently working with light. But what you're going to do is we are going to have a whip shading motion. Now we don't want a full whip like this, like a traddy banger would do. What we want is just to dip, get your needle depth to however you want it, however you're comfortable, and we are going to start just bringing it out nice and gently. As you can see, using a whipping motion, but it's not like a true whip, it's just like a push forward. Now in this video, we're not talking about technique. If you want to know the techniques, then you can go visit this video here after you've watched this, and that'll explain technique for you. So that's all you're gonna do until you've got a nice gradient going from the tone that you've laid just to a nice lighter version of that tone. Now it is really hard to see because it is light, but once you have that, what we are going to do is we're just going to take our lightest tone and then we're just going to run over the top in our back and forth pendulum motion. You can vary up the direction until you get the desired look that you're going for. And then if you're not happy with the gradient, what you can do is you can dip back in to your light and then just run it back over again. And again, you're just going to do this until you get the gradient that you desire. Okay, it just needs working a little bit more, but I'm not going to waste time doing that. I'm just being very, very gentle. And that is how you would blend off of your tone into a lighter tone. Now if you want to go darker, it's very, very simple. Working from my lightest going up, again what I would do next is dip in my medium, or if your gradient is very slight, you dip in your light then your medium. Again, if you are worried about dipping and you want to know how to dip, there's a video right here. So we've dipped in our dark and we just want to start now layering it up. And we're going to blend this darker version into the lighter that we've laid down. But once you've put that tone in, then you would go to your darkest, your black maybe, and then you would start putting in your black just on the edge of that dark that you've just done. Now as you can see, black doesn't actually go in black until you start to pack it. So don't worry if you are blending black into your tone. Now doing it this way is a lot harder in my opinion than going from dark to light. When you're building light to dark, it's a lot harder to work on the darker side of things, especially when you get into fading black into your darkest tone. Because you've already laid down that dark tone, it's incredibly difficult to see the blend off your black into that dark tone and to see if you've done enough or not. So just be wary of that. Just doing the same whip motion just to blend that black in a little bit more. So now we have somewhat of a blend. It's not as consistent as I would like it, but I think I've given the idea, which is, you know, what we want. Now let's go in our dark and let's really put in the dark. Now again, what we're going to do is just blend off that black. Those slight whipping motions, using back and forth motion, different directions. Again, I'm keeping it nice and light. You will know if your black is blended correctly because you won't be able to see the harsh line that you left when you packed in. So just keep going until you can't see that. So that's pretty much blending from light to dark, just going through your tones and building up. Now let's say we want to go from dark to light. Now I'm going to say that we've already just done this. This is our darkest tone, so we're not going to do any more. What we're going to do is, you've just seen the process, we've put the black in, we've whipped out, then we're going to go into our medium and then dip in our dark. That's because we want the cleanest transition possible from this black, so we're trying to get the tone in between. And then we're gonna start whipping off. The good thing about the pendulum and doing it this way is you naturally get a fade on the edges. So because you are coming in, creating a little fade and then going fully in, and then coming out and creating a little fade. So it kind of does happen naturally for you. All you're doing is just building it up until you're happy with the look. Again, you can see how light I'm being. I am not traumatizing that skin whatsoever. If your machine is set up correctly, your technique's correct, your hand speed's correct, your voltage is correct, you have so much time on skin, so don't even sweat it. As long as you know the signs to look out for when it comes to overworking, you will be absolutely fine. And then once you have that, we're going to clean off our needle. And we're going to dip light into medium. Starting with that whipping motion, getting that blend. And then into pendulum, just to pad it out. And you can come back inwards also. Coming back inwards with a lighter tone over the top of the previous tones that you've put down will blend the tones in skin for you also. And then once you've done, you have something that looks like this, a nice transition from dark to light. Now I will say, only using a light, a medium and a black is very limiting. So when you have your full set of grey wash out, it will be a lot easier for you to do this. It will take less time also because you have the tones in between to be able to do it. Using a medium and dipping in black to get a transition off black isn't very good, and I don't recommend it, but it served the purpose for the video. So like I said, there is benefits to both, whether you would start light and move up through your darks, or start dark and move down through your lights. Starting light, moving up through your darks is really, really, really good if you are struggling to get smooth black and grey. Layering down the lighter tones opens the skin and allows for you to layer your darker tones on a lot smoother. It is a lot harder to get smoother black and grey with darker tones, so having that lighter allows that. The only problem with going from light to dark is you run the risk of overworking. If you do know what you are doing, then I promise you, you will not overwork, providing you know the signs to look out for. However, it could possibly be an issue when it comes to your client. Working in that spot for such a long time can get to your client, because if you do go from light to dark, you are going to be working in that area a lot more than if you went from dark to light. So why is going dark to light my preference, and why is it so good? Well, going dark immediately, that gives you something to compare the rest of your values against in your piece. But not only that, going from dark to light, having that black in there, blending off, you are touching the skin less, and it is a lot quicker. When you are working from light to dark and you start to hit those darker tones, building up those darker tones, to then go into an even darker tone is gonna be really difficult for some people, because it's hard to see when you are working with, you know, tones that are that dark, especially if the client's skin is irritated. So you also don't get that working from dark to light. If you do have any questions, don't be afraid to bang it in the comments. If I see it, I will definitely answer it. Do not forget to like this video. And if you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe to the video, because I want more subscribers. I want millions of subscribers. So subscribe. If you want access to a private Discord server, the link is in the description. But guys, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. Muchest love. Like the video, subscribe, turn on the bell to get notified every time I upload. Bye bye.